Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm doing a deck tech on my Purphoros God of the Forge deck. It's a red burn, everybody hates it. So let's get right into it. Commander Purphoros, whenever a creature enters my battlefield, every opponent takes 2 damage. It's indestructible, enchantment god. It's a creature when its devotion is equal to 5 on the field. And for 2 in a red, all my creatures gain +1/+0 till the end of turn. I don't really use that ability. But let's get into it. I'm going to start with the land base. So for lands, I run 36 in total. 20 will be basic mountain. Foundry of the Consuls to help me make some Thopters to when Purphoros is on the field. Ghost Quarter when I need to just destroy a land. Kirk Heap to make a Cobalt to help burn and block. Myriad Landscape since I'm in mono red and need to get lands out quick. Spawning Bed for 6, you can sacrifice them, put 3 Eldrazi Scions on the field, so more tokens help mana and burn. And finally Strip Mine, just to destroy annoying lands. Next I'll get into creatures. Creatures, I run 20 in total. Most of them, when they enter the battlefield, they make tokens, so when Beetleback Chief enters, he makes 2 goblins. So that'll be 6 damage when he enters. Burner's Heart just helps me fix my mana. Emrakul's Hatcher, when he enters, he makes 3 Eldrazi Scions, so 8 damage when he enters the battlefield. Gearpur Gearcrafter, when he enters, he makes a Thopter, so when he enters, 4 damage. Goblin Instigator makes a token when it comes in. Goblin Rabblemaster, when I enter battle, I make a token. It just sucks because my goblins have to attack, so that's the bad part about him, but he makes tokens. Gutter Snipe, whenever I cast instant or sorcery, all my opponents take 2, and there are lots of instant sorceries. Hangerback Walker, when he enters, put 1 counter on him for whatever I pay for X, and when he dies, I'll make that many Thopters, so normally bring him in late game. Crinkle Mob Boss, tap him for red goblin creatures, and a lot of goblins in this deck. Legion War Boss, at the beginning of combat, he makes a red goblin, just like Rabblemaster. Magus of the Wheel, just to help me draw. Mogwar Marshal, I don't really ever pay the echo cost, but it's just when he comes in, makes a goblin, and when he dies, make a goblin. Mirror Battlesphere, when he enters, makes 4 mirror tokens, so for 7 mana, I can do 10 damage. Pia and Kieran Nalar, they make 2 Thopters when they come in. Pia Nalar, when she enters, you can make a Thopter. I don't ever really use any other abilities. Sea Chain Commander, when he enters, put 3 goblins onto the battlefield, so for 5, I can do 8 damage. Skirk Prospector, just sack a goblin, give me mana, so it'll help anytime during the game. Thopter Engineer comes in, makes a Thopter, helps me burn. Young Pyromancer, casting instant sorceries, puts a red elemental on the battlefield, so that helps me a lot. And Zozu the Punisher, because everyone's going to play lands in their decks, right? And just do 2 damage to everyone, including me. Next, I will get into the instants, and there's only 5 in the deck. Battle Hymn adds red mana for every one of my creatures. So normally I have a lot of creatures, helps me just make some mana. Brightstone Ritual, Gives me red mana for every goblin in play, just not just mine. So once again, I'll get a lot of mana off that. Chaos Warp to help me just get rid of something pesky, or even get rid of one of my tokens, hoping to hit something that comes in and makes tokens. Dance with Devils, put 2 red devil tokens on the battlefield, so that'll already be damaged when they come in, and they deal damage when they die. And Price of Progress deals damage to everyone for 2 times the non-basic lands they control. Since I'm mostly running basics, not going to hurt. Alright, we'll get into the sorceries now of the deck. And the sorceries, I run 25. So we're going to start with Burn at the Stake. To cast it, I tap as many creatures as I want, and I can deal 3 times the number of tapped creatures as damage to one opponent. So I can make a lot of tokens, burn them all. Descent of the Dragons, I can destroy any number of creatures to put 4/4 dragons, destroy my goblins, make dragons, destroy my opponent's creatures just to get rid of something I don't like. Devil's Playground just puts 4 devils onto the battlefield, and when they die, it deals damage. Dragon Fodder just put 2 goblins onto the battlefield. Empty the Warrens for the Storm ability, put goblins onto the battlefield. Good card late game. That's all I can really say about it. Firecat's Blitz, put X/1/1 red cats with haste onto the battlefield for 2 red and X, and then flashback for 2 red, sacrifice any number of mountains. So it's kind of like a last hurrah in the game. Flurry of Horns puts 2/3 red Minotaur creatures on the battlefield. Goblin Offensive, such a good card, puts X/1/1 goblins for 3 and then X. Goblin Rally for 5 mana, put 4 goblins on the battlefield. Goblin Scouts for 5, I can put 3 Goblin Scout tokens with Mountain Walk onto the battlefield, and they're just treated as goblins. Hellion Eruption, sacrifice all creatures I control and put that many red Hellions, so hopefully I'll have a lot when I do that to burn everybody, and hopefully Purphoros is not real. Orland Outburst, put 3 goblins on the battlefield. Infernal Plunge, I have to sacrifice a creature and then adds 3 red mana in my mana pool, so goblins or Thopters or something. Krako's Command, puts 2 goblins on the battlefield. Kuldotha Rebirth, this is the one where you sacrifice an artifact and then you put 3 goblins on the battlefield, but that's why the deck runs Thopters. Mana Geyser, one of the best cards in this deck. Giving red mana for all my opponent's tap mana. This and the one that makes the X-Goblins is the best combo in the deck. Mog Alarm, I could sacrifice 2 mountains instead of paying its mana cost. Just puts 2 goblins on the battlefield. So 2 different ways of casting it. Mog Infestations, one of the key victory cards in this deck. Destroy all creatures target player controls, normally me, and for each creature you put 2 times that many goblins onto the battlefield. So if I destroy 8, I'll put 16. Too good. Molten Birth, I put 2 1/1 elementals on the battlefield, then I flip a coin. If heads, it goes back to my hand. So just a little recursion in the deck. Reforge the Soul, just to help me draw, because this deck runs out of cards in hand very quickly. Ruination, this is my jerk card in the deck. Destroy all non-basic lands. Normally with this deck, I am the target, so I need a way to slow everybody down. And this makes you more of a target. Skittering Invasion, for 7, put 5 Eldrazi Scion, or spawns on the battlefield. That's pretty good. Tempt with Vengeance, another great card in this deck. For 1 and X, put X/1/1 elementals on the battlefield. All my opponents can do so, but I'll get that many. That's your revolt. Put 3 humans on the battlefield. They gain haste, but they're exiled at the end of the turn or sacrificed. Vandal Blast, destroy artifacts. Just every red deck I make has this in the deck. I'll go for enchantments next. And enchantments, I only run 3. Impact Tremors, or Baby Purphoros as I call it. If the thing can focus. There we go. Mana Flare doubles everybody's mana. I don't know, I just need a way to get mana quick, so I'll make the sacrifice. And Outpost Siege, I always choose Dragon, so when a creature I have leaves, it deals damage. So with this on my commander, entering and leaving now will deal damage to everybody. Artifacts, I run 10. Armillary Spear just to help me get some basic lands. Cage Sun because it's a monocolored deck, so every deck needs it. Command Spear just for the ramp and the draw. Mind Stone needed for the ramp and draw again. Panharmonicon, key artifact in the deck. With this on my commander, its ability triggers twice, so when one creature comes in, it'll deal 4 damage. So this card makes the deck go nuts. Reboot Medallion, reducing all my red spells. Soul Ring, no explanation. Thran Dynamo, just help me get some mana. Wayfarer Bauble, sacrifice it to get a basic land tapped in my field, so it's good to start turn 1 with this. And Worn Power Stone, just to give me 2 mana, and it comes in tapped. And I will just show the tokens this deck can make. It makes 14 different kinds in total. So I can make a 3/1 Carnivore. I can make a red 1/1 cat with haste. They don't make the token, so I just colored one in. The 1/1 devil tokens that when they die deal 1 damage. 4/4 flying dragon token. 1/1 Eldrazi Scion. 0/1 Eldrazi Spawn. 1/1 Red Elementals. 1/1 Red Goblins. 4/4 Hellions. 1/1 Humans. 0/1 Kobolds. 2/3 Minotaur. 1/1 Mirror. And a 1/1 Thopter. Thank you everybody for watching. Let me know your feedbacks, any inputs, comments, all very much appreciated. And hopefully you didn't waste 13 minutes of your day. Have a great one, guys. Take care.